Hi everyone, I'm a Raging Papist. Thanks for joining me. It's been a very long time since I made a video for numerous reasons, primarily that this upcoming week is going to be my last week, God willing, of law school. I have my final exams the upcoming week, and then in July, I am set to take the bar. So, once again, I will be disappearing for a very long time as I go into my studies and all that good stuff. But that's not really why anybody's here. At least I don't think anyone's here for that. I don't know why anybody would be here for that. So, something that really struck me is that my dog is actually dying right now. He's inside of a pet hospital, and we are most likely going to lose him the upcoming week. And something that really kind of struck me was that God seems to like to test us in moments of very high stress, very high tension. And it's either God testing our endurance, as he is wont to do, as he sees fit, or it is the devil attacking us, one way or the other. But either way, what it effectively manages to do is polarize us as people. And we are already extremely polarized, as I'm sure you know. We live with the 2018 midterms coming up under the Trump administration. The energy seems to have been really sucked out of the air for a great many people. The black pillars are out in force, and the only people that seem to be giving any type of white pills to people are Nick Fuentes at America First, Vox Day, who I consider sort of my political mentor at this point. I would encourage everybody to check out his blog at Vox Populi, read some of his books, SJWs Always Lie, parts 1 and 2, and so forth. But with the black pillars being out in force, the tension in the atmosphere in our society is at an all-time high still. Much like the 2016 election, we find ourselves back in that place. And the video that I made, it's got to be at least months ago at this point, was to commit to the future, right? Because one of the things I vowed that I would do is stop talking on YouTube, stop talking into the ether. I know I have 4 viewers right now, but you know what I mean. Stop doing the podcasts. Stop talking, stop tweeting, stop talking that you're going to be doing something and do it. You know, if you want to become an attorney, go to law school. You want to become a doctor, go to med school. If you want a job, do it. If you want to get a girlfriend, you have to put yourself out there. You know, stop talking about the future and do something. If you want to save Western civilization, don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Be the actor that you need to be. So I've tried to do that in my own life. I'm very proud of my achievements, my accomplishments. But going along with the test of God that I think under the amount of stress that many of us find ourselves under, it's easy to polarize, pull yourself one way or another. And if you look at Catholic Twitter, if you look at even some of the people that Nick Fuentes speaks to on his show, you have Catholics that are hardcore tradcath, disavow alcohol, disavow, obviously we're again, things like premarital sex and things like that, but it's like, I don't even want to look at a picture of a video game character that could be attractive. You know, a piece of fiction material, a 2D waifu, if you want. You have people that are absolutely rejecting the world instead of being a part of it. And part of the reason they're doing that is because they feel, I think, they have no choice, because so much of what the world wants is nothing but degeneracy. When you look at modern men and women, there's a reason I'm 31 years old and I'm not married. Okay. I go to the gym. I'm going to be an attorney soon. You know, I'm going to be a professional in a professional work environment. I should be able to find a wife, right? And that's not to say that there are no prospects for me. However, I will say that it seems pretty dry out there for us. if you're trying to look for a Catholic woman who's at least somewhat virtuous, who would not look askant at the idea that I'm going to church on a Sunday, that that's not some type of novelty to them. It's difficult. Seems pretty dry. So once again, the world's pulling you in two different directions. You either need to be the monk in the monastery, or you need to be the just totally degenerate person. And there's no in between. And the problem is with that death of the in between is the death of living your life. Don't be fearful of alcohol unless you have some type of, unless you're an alcoholic or you have some type of problem with alcohol. Don't be fearful of a drink. You can have a drink. Alcohol, hops, wine, these things were given to us by God. They are a part of the world. My God, in the Middle Ages, monks in their monasteries used to make the best, known for their best hops, their best wine. It's okay to have to look at a woman and to find her attractive. You don't need to be fearful of your own sexuality. You don't need to be afraid of your maleness. That doesn't mean that women should slut themselves up, as our modern earthly culture wants them to do, obviously. But, a woman wants to feel attractive. A man wants to feel attractive. And sexuality, as a gift from God, is a good thing. It is a good thing when a man and a woman bind themselves in holy matrimony, and through their love, yes, through the sex act, they produce children, which is a gift, an extension of God. So I think the reason a lot of Catholics take the hardcore, the zealotry route, and although I'm a raging papist, I really just have a great disdain for zealotry. Zealotry and the extremist element of that really goes against. I think it goes against the church. And if it goes against the church, it goes against God. There are waves when the church experiences zealotry and, put flowers over the genitals of a statue, right? There are times when, okay, no, that was that administration. Now you can take the flowers off, right? Or the leaves off. But I think the reason a great many people take that zealous stance is they are afraid of themselves. They're afraid of what their own actions could be. And maybe they should be. Maybe you should be afraid. If you're an alcoholic, then you should know not to drink. Right? So naturally you fear alcohol. If you are a person that gives into lustful temptations, then you need to stay clear of things that drive you to that lust. But it's just funny because I saw someone post on Twitter a jokingly said, "Oh, should I go to confession for retweeting a 2D waifu?" And I was stunned at the comments in there that were saying, "Yes, it's immoral, it's terrible," And they were not talking facetiously, they were not talking in jest. They were acting in good faith. So I think that's extreme. You need to know yourself, and you need to have a grip on yourself here. I expect people to conduct themselves not as animals, but as men, right? If you if you can't handle yourself around them, then take yourself out of the situation. I had a girl once ask me, how do you maintain virginity in the modern age? Because I am a virgin, and it's pretty easy. Don't allow yourself into a situation where you could trip. That's it. And then you don't need to worry about that. So if you're worried that alcohol is too much for you, that you're going to be driven to sex or some type of immoral action, then you have to cut those things out. However, you have to understand that that is your problem. That is your problem. That is not society's problem. That is you and your propensity for sin, because we do have original sin. So that's why we need to be mindful of moderation and being a part of the world to engage it. You have to be willing to engage with the sin, not adopt sin, not practice sin yourself, but engage with it in people that do those things if you hope to affect any type of meaningful change. So that is pretty much what I think on the moderation topic. It's the projection that I just can't stand of people that are overly zealous, and the reason they're so zealous is because they're trying to cover up one of their own problems. It's a shame that the world has come to that, I think. Too much black pilling, not enough living for God and being strong for yourself. So anyway, I would encourage you to do that, to bolster yourself up, learn what your limitations are. If something causes you to sin, then get away from it. But you don't need to then chastise others when you have no idea what their sins may be. You are not a priest, unless you are. So, God bless you. Take care of you. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.